Francis, want to chat a little bit more about the constellation work that you're going to be doing at the weekend in December and at our ancestral healing retreat. And also a little bit more, we haven't discussed much about IFS, internal family systems work, how connected they are, how separate they are, etc. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely, yeah. Both IFS and family constellations, I've been around for about 10 years in my life, and started the journey of training family constellation work about 9 years ago. And yeah, it's a great, powerful system for looking at how, you know, we come into this world and we are part of a system. We're born into a system, and it's almost like there's a family soul that we're born into, and that can have an impact on our system, on our individual system, and we can end up carrying things that didn't even start with us, that don't belong to us. A great book like Didn't Start With You about covers some of that, and it's been a really important part of my own healing to look at my family system and what I've carried that didn't even start with me, and start to unburden some of that, start to recognize some of that, start to resolve some of that, and not carry that forwards. And then internal family systems I started training in 2020 or 2019, and it's an incredible model for looking at our internal psyches and parts, and how we can have these different levels of our psyches, parts of us that are protecting us, and then there's exile parts that are the kind of often wounded in a child type parts, and how our internal parts, how these kind of relate is that our internal parts can carry burdens from our ancestors. So we'll be working with both of these models as a group, and group members can basically, somebody will come with an issue, the issue holder, and then others in the group will represent different elements of that issue, whether that brings in family members, parts. We'll just see kind of what makes the most sense, and then they are chosen and they are placed in the room. And also the beauty and the power of this work is that you don't have to be an issue holder to get the benefits of the work. You can be representing for somebody else and part of their system, their family system, their internal system. You can be witnessing the process and get insights and understanding and healing for your own system and your own burden. So it's beautiful work. So although probably over the retreat the absolute maximum we'll do of these sessions will be maybe 3 or 4, we can all benefit, even if you're not actually and end up being the kind of the issue holder, and often when you're chosen to represent a particular role in somebody else's system, you're chosen because there is some sort of resonance. And I did have one of my family constellation teachers say to me that often you actually benefit more by taking part in someone else's than you do by having your own, because you're less invested, you're more out of the way, you're not expecting something from it. So yeah, that's a little bit more.